Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's over here at this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule to life. So getting into the video, this is going to be about some credit card news. And this credit card news right here is going straight to the data. I like to talk about the data on this channel because sometimes people could daydream when it comes to these credit cards. However, it's good to pay attention to the data to see how the chase for rewards is impacting people as far as their wallets are concerned. So this credit card news is going to help break down the data because it's showing statistics. But before I get into that, I would like to say I did my previous video and it was on credit card utilization. And I believe some of you were confused by some of the things that I said in the video. And it's understandable, especially if you're new to learning about credit cards and credit scores. When it comes to credit card utilization, it's about what's being reported to the credit bureaus. It's not me telling you to carry a balance. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying carry a balance. I'm saying pay your statement balance in full. Now, the way you go about reporting your utilization is up to you. That's your choice. That's your call. However, I'm a firm believer in paying my statement balance in full. I explained in the video how I go about doing things, and there are so many different ways that people go about doing it. Some pay their balance off in full before their statement closes, and some people do like I do, which is keep my utilization low and it reports low, but I still pay my statement balance off in full. So I'm gonna have to do a video in the future addressing that because some people are confused by it, but I want to go into strict details on that, but that's not what this video is going to be about. As I stated, this is about credit card news, and the way how credit card news works around here is I'll read through the article or the important excerpts of the article, but I always leave the link to the article in the description box so you all can check it out after this video. But I'm not going to waste any further time. I'm going to get right into it, all right, because this data is important. Let's go. So this article was posted on WalletHub.com, and it was posted by Alina Comorano, and it was on July 8th, 2025. It reads, credit card debt is a key indicator of how healthy U.S. households are financially. The average credit card balance is $10,767 per household, which is $2,156 below the all-time record, according to WalletHub's latest credit card debt study. All debt amounts on this page are adjusted for inflation to allow for proper comparison against historical data. Now that's good because they're going to include inflation as well. They're going to show what the debt is with inflation and without inflation. And that's important so you all know where we currently stand. And you all need to know where we stand because these numbers are a wake-up call for a lot of us because while debt is not at the all-time high right now, it's still high. So let's get further into it. It says key credit card debt statistics. Total debt, $1.29 trillion. Household average, $10,767. Household record, $12,923, quarter four of 2007. Average APR on debt, 22.25%. Delinquency rate, 3.10% of accounts are 30 plus days delinquent. Charge-off rate, 4.67% of accounts are charged off. End of year projection, $100 billion increase in total debt. It says total credit card debt over time, and then it shows the chart. It says total credit card debt hit a record in absolute terms during quarter four of 2024. So the chart goes up and down. It goes from the first quarter at 1999, and it goes all the way to the fourth quarter of 2023. It says credit card debt by household. When you adjust for inflation, it's clear the average household's balance is not a record. You look at the chart and you look at 2008, you'll see that was the highest time. So we're doing pretty good compared to back then, but if you look at the chart for recently, we're going back up and we're heading in the upward direction, which is not good. It says credit card debt by state. Even in states with relatively little credit card debt, it will take 11 plus months to pay off the median credit card balance, assuming an average APR and monthly payment amount. Now this is pretty good because it goes through the states and their median credit card debt. And it says states with the most credit card debt. So it has Alaska, District of Columbia, Vermont, Colorado, New Mexico, Oregon, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Washington, and Georgia. For the states with the least credit card debt, it has Hawaii, Ohio, Iowa, Mississippi, Kentucky, Utah, South Dakota, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. And of course, they don't list all of the states when it comes to the most amount and least amount. But if you do click on the article, they do have a link that show all of the states, and you could click on them and see where the state that you live in does stand. So let's get back into the data. It says credit card debt by age. People ages 30 to 59 have an average of 129.93% more credit card debt than their older and younger counterparts. Below, you can see the latest averages by age group. Now on the chart, it shows you the averages by age group, and honestly, the 40 through 49 group is doing horrible. They have the most credit card debt right now. But let's go on to interest rates on credit card debt. Consumers with credit card debt are now paying interest rates at an annual rate in excess of 20%. As a result, balance transfer credit card offers with 0% introductory APRs are more valuable than ever. And that's something that I always tell people. Like, if you're someone that doesn't like to pay off your balances in full every month as far as your statement balance, you are probably someone who needs to be looking at 0% introductory APR credit cards, especially when you're signing up for a new credit card. I remember I was having a discussion with someone, and they're the type to carry over balances, and they had credit card debt, and they stated they want a travel card. And I'm like, why do you want a travel card, especially one that doesn't offer a 0% introductory bonus, and you're someone who carries over balances? You're going to be getting hit heavy with those high APRs. So if you are someone out there and you know you carry over balances, you have a habit of it, you want to make sure that when it comes to looking for a new credit card, this is one of the first things you look for because you carry balances. Now, of course, you have to use your own discretion and decide which card works best for you and what works best for you, but it would be wise of you to look for a 0% APR credit card. Now, there is a catch that comes to that. Let's say you have a 0% introductory APR credit card and you carry over balances until the end of your introductory period. Then by the time you get to the end of it, you have this high balance that you are not able to pay off. You're going to more than likely be getting hit hard with APRs that's in the 20% range. And there's a chance that you're not going to want to do that. So you want to be conscious of it, even with these 0% introductory APR cards, because you have to keep in mind the end of your introductory period. If it's 12 months, 15 months, sometimes it's 9 months, whatever it may be, you need to know and look at your finances and know whether or not you will be able to pay off your balance in full once that period is over with. Because if not, that interest is going to start up, and that's what the banks are counting on. They're counting on you to carry a balance until the end of that period, and then once that period comes and it ends, you have a high balance, and that balance just starts getting hit with interest. And that's bad news for you and your wallet. So let's get back into it. It says number of accounts with credit card debt. There are 441 million credit card accounts, of which 191 million accounts, 43.4%, had a revolving balance carried from month to month during quarter 2 of 2023. This percentage has not changed much in recent years. So things are pretty consistent with that as far as people carrying over balances. And that's something that I always like to talk about on this channel. It says charge off and delinquency rates. The rates of consumers who are 30 plus day late on their credit card bill or who've charged off altogether are trending upward, indicating that minimum payments are becoming harder to make. And it's unfortunate that minimum payments are becoming harder to make, because when minimum payments are becoming a problem, That means people are really strapped for cash and for money to be able to pay off their bill. If you can't pay the minimum balance, I always state that you shouldn't have a credit card. And if you do have a credit card and can't afford to pay off your minimum balance, then you probably should consider not using that credit card until you can, because that's a dangerous thing right there. So we're going to get further into it. It says credit card debt survey stats. WalletHub conducted a national representative survey to evaluate how people are dealing with credit card debt. You can see some key statistics below. Now, I like this. They did a survey, and as you know with surveys, everyone is not surveyed. However, from the group of people that surveyed, let's see what they state. Nearly half of Americans are concerned that tariffs will make credit card debt worse. Nearly 1 in 3 people say they will have more credit card debt by the end of 2025. More than 2 in 5 Americans are still paying off credit card debt from last summer. 21% of people are very stressed about their credit card debt. 21, that's high. 80% of Americans said they would not be comfortable giving AI access to their credit card account. I don't blame them. 83% of Americans think the government should put a cap on credit card interest rates. Nearly 3 in 4 people say the country's debt is in worse shape than their personal debt. That last one is interesting. 3 in 4 people say that the country's debt is in worse shape than their own personal debt, and it could be true. But there also could be a lot of delusion involved with that. So it depends on one's personal debt, because right now people's personal debt, especially when it comes to credit cards, is getting on a ridiculous side. So like I stated, there can be some truth to that, especially if you are someone who is responsible with managing your accounts, whether it's credit cards, your mortgage, your personal loan, auto loans, whatever it may be. If you're managing your accounts correctly, then I can understand you saying that. But if you're someone with these high balances and student loan debt and credit card debt and high mortgage and late payments on your auto loans, I don't think you can afford to say that. But this whole article and these numbers are good. I like to go to the data, because the data helps bring us closer to reality. There's always a lot of talk about credit card rewards and the great benefits, but what are the effects of having credit card rewards? There are a lot of people who chase after these rewards, but they can't afford to do the spending that they're doing. And yes, they're getting these rewards, but the amount that they are owing is much higher than what they're getting out of these rewards. But I just wanted to bring this article to the forefront. This article is from 1 week ago, and I like to post this type of information to keep you all updated on numbers, data, and what's going on in the news. But I currently have an active poll on this channel that I want you all to participate in. The way you do so is you click on my profile picture. It's going to take you to the homepage of this Water Your Soil channel. Once you're there, you click on posts. You're going to see that section that says posts. Click on that section. It's going to take you to my latest poll as well as my previous polls. But anyways, if you're new around here and you feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post often. That's clicking on that bell that you see and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. It lets the algorithm know you support this video and this channel. A lot of people have been saying that they've been leaving comments, and I have an issue on here. I have not been receiving emails regarding comments. I literally have to go into the studio app and see who left a comment, and even then I'm not getting all notifications about the comments. So make sure that if you leave a comment, you bear with me, because I have to go through different comments, and sometimes I even have to go through the video in order to find the comment, unfortunately. Hopefully this issue gets fixed soon. It's been going on for a while, but I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.